welcome all. We've got a few on. G'day guys, how we going? Happy days. We've had some water. We've got some couple more Minelab hats to give away. Tonight we'll only give away the brown ones. So happy days. There we go. I forgot to turn my phone off. Hello the YouTube, hello the Facebook. All you need to do to go into the draw to win some cool bucket hats is to make a comment. So if you're new here, welcome, and make a comment, say g'day, to go in the draw to win. Smokey's in the house. Smokey, I keep wanting to say Smokey and the Bandit, but Smokey Prospecting. Trevor's here. Hobo's here. Who's here? Tom Mundy, Chris Grant, Go Forward, Frank, Tony, Craig. Heaps and heaps of people here waiting to know what the 6,000. I've got a story to tell you. A story that, well, I'm a bit embarrassed about, but I'll get to that. But this was a photo I took on the side of the road. This is where I woke up Wednesday morning on the Cunningham Highway. So that's a good story. So yeah, well, it's sort of an embarrassing story to me. Bo Dell's here, Brendan, Holsky 21, Joe and Ray White. G'day guys, how we going? Righto. So tonight I'm going to cover a few things. I'm going to cover the weather. As most of you will know, hey, Raymond Lamass is in the house. Mate, I think we got back to you today, but yes, training is on, all sorted. So, massive thing in Brisbane. We've just got shut down as of 5 o'clock this afternoon. We got a bit of the Wu-Tang flu, so that's yeah, not good. I think there's 6 people and they've closed Brisbane down. So the shop will be shut now basically until Tuesday after Easter. So yes, so right. So let me just get this screen up here. I just want to shrink myself a little bit and transition across to that. So that's where I woke up Wednesday morning. I was heading towards the Lease. That was that was where I found myself. So that little stretch of road is, I probably shouldn't have, but I did. I raced out to the Lease on Tuesday night after 100 or more mils of rain. I thought I'll just poke out and see. Yeah. Oh, now, guys, we're only closing in store. Okay. There's people on telephones. There's people online still good. We're not shutting anything else down. It's just you'll still be able to get us on the phone. I got the Daylight helpline. You'll still be able to get us on the shop number. It's just online orders only, mate. So yes, Tuesday night, put the kids to bed about 9:30 or so. I got out of the house. I thought I'd just poke out the road and see what we end up with. So there was a bit of water on the road, sort of Calbar, not too bad. You know, you can still see the white lines on the road, so not water at all. Then I got up over the top of the range, no trouble at all. I thought, beauty, we're going to have a good run out. I got to I could see the Toowoomba turn off there. A little bit of water on the road. I thought, I'll just poke along. I could see water further up. Got up further up, and it was a raging torrent. So I turned around. I got out of the car and just see whether it was rising. It was rising really quick. Anyway, I thought, well, better get out of here. Hooked a U-turn. Drove the 150 metres back to the water that was this deep when I went through it. and it was 500 mil deep. She was running pretty hard. So anyway, thought, well, now's the time. I'm not going to sit on a little island that's only 10 centimetres above. So across I went, no troubles at all. Parked the car, went and watched. There was a truck coming. Went and watched a truck. Just absolutely did not hit the brakes. Did not see it. Just ploughed into this water, and I reckon it was about 600 or 700 mil wet, deep. And watched that truck go through. Got back in the ute. She wouldn't go. So I certainly we wet the alternator, buggered the alternator, and so I had a night sleeping on the side of the Cunningham, new alternator in the morning, and then back out to the Lease. Should have got the sluice out. Yeah, I need a big sluice for that one, let me tell you. So just to give you a bit of an idea, let me switch across here. And now there's no photos on this. Now, which one are we going to do? We'll do this track. Yeah, we'll do the track in first. So there's no sound, and it's not best quality, but this will give you an idea of what the place looked like. So this is the gate. For anyone who's been to the Lease, this is the gate. This is just before the gate, the creek, just before the gate. I've virtually never seen water in it. That hole, I don't know whether we go, let's get it back here, and we'll just do that again, just because that hole, I've got a tree, so I'll get it back here, but we've just got to go that way, and we've got to go there, and we've got to go there. That hole is about 2 feet deep. That's pretty deep, right? So, but that wasn't the half of it. It was, I've never seen water like it, not out in the forest anyway. We'll get this one over here, and we'll show you this one. Oh no, that's not it. I've got the same one playing. Let's get rid of that. Where is it here? Video. What am I doing here? It looks like I've got the same video loaded up 14 times. Anyway, no one wants to see that. So we'll have a play with that a little bit later. The tracks in Jurakai Forest, and if you're going out this weekend, if you're lucky enough, it's seriously, yeah, that should work. Oh, I know why it didn't work. We've got to turn that off. Turn this on. Right, so let's just transition. This is the track, right? This is the track going in, right? So this is on the track, okay? So this is the sort of water we're dealing with out there. And this is why I cancelled training, right? The whole track was like this. It was basically a creek. This is a dry goldfield. This is beautiful, normally dry, and it has had so much rain. There's actually water running across it. Most of the tracks turned into streams when we were out there. So it was, yeah, absolutely mental crazy. So, so it wasn't, you know, that's a foot and a half hole there. Just water everywhere. So needless to say, the dams that we put in is just absolutely chock-a-blocks. In fact, I haven't got a picture of it loaded up, but it went about a metre over the dams. So yeah, so yes, so there's a lot of gold moving around the forest. This is what one of the boys faced getting out there on the weekend. So it was just a sea of water. This is sort of the area, the back of the area that stopped me. So it is just water as far as the eye could see. So yeah, it is just crazy stuff. So So a lot of water, a lot of much needed water. I haven't heard of much damage around there, but yeah, it was good. So yeah, it was good. So that there is a lot of there was a lot of water moving around. There's no doubt about that. So so yeah, huge amounts of water. And really, what I did was the old cruiser earn a keep this weekend by really pulling some people out of the scrub. So pulling some people out of the dirt. So it's good. So now that water, and this goes for any gold field, right? I think there's actually I actually think there's a lot more damage down in down Sydney way sort of thing. So, but it goes for any gold field where there's a lot of water moving around, particularly when the water is moving through those gullies so quickly. It is flushing up and turning all your gold-bearing gravel upside down. It's exposing stuff. It's flushing out all the channels. So it is. Yeah, just fantastic. So when it dries out, right, I don't want anyone putting their lives at risk or anything like that. Get out there and have a go. Yeah, it was amazing sort of thing. So, yeah. But, yeah, it was really, really good. So, yeah. Taree, mid-north coast, lots of water around there. Sunny in Maryborough, Victoria. Thanks, Sam. Yeah, so there is stacks and stacks of water floating about. So, right. Vernon had his old ute sideways a couple of times on some of the crossings on Mountain Made Road. Yes, it's dangerous. You don't want to attack that. So that road in that Vernon's talking about there is Mountain Made Road, used to be a beautiful, recently fixed road. Now, it's not anymore. It's got a lot of ruts in it, a lot of washouts in it, sort of thing. So, it's also a good time for specking gold on the surface. So, if you're walking around, keep your eyes peeled. I'm terrible at it, but some people I know, I don't know whether Ray Bass is here, is very good at it. So. Righto. So, we've got pink pick. I've got a pink pick, but I haven't got one with me. So, righto. So, don't forget, guys, all you need to do is a few extras here. We've got some caps, bucket hats to give away tonight. Tan, black, reversible. So, we've got a couple to give away tonight. So, yeah. So, all you need to do, if you're new here, welcome, and all you need to do is make a comment. Say good day. So, yeah. No, Sam got a couple of bits with his Z last week. 2 grams, Richard. We've got to talk about Richard as well. I forgot about loading a picture up for Richard, actually. Richard's at Glendon's. Glendon's got... he spec'd 2 grams at Glendon's the other day. So I've sort of got this a bit out of whack here, but let's just lift it up a little bit and we'll just get it sorted here. So Glendon's big Easter weekend at Glendon's on the weekend. If we get out there, I don't know whether we're going to, the wife and the kids and I. We're going to head along to there because it should be a giant weekend. So Richard from Glendon's, yeah, get amongst that because that'll be heaps of fun, that one. So lots and lots of people there. So so don't forget Glendon's if you're looking for somewhere to go on the weekend. So right, so. Dan Armand's here. G'day, Dan. How are you, mate? Yes. Okay. So let me just get here right? And I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that, right? So we'll just go there, and we'll just transition across to there. So I've got the 6,000 picture up, okay? So I had one in my hands last week. That was the whole point of struggling with the to get out the lease, to have a crack or a quack, as Luke puts it, at the 6,000. No, I'm not giving one away. Who was that? Every week, Jason. So if you've got questions about the 6,000, hit me with them, right? I'm looking at one here. Looking at the official Minelab stats, the 6,000 seems to be actually better than the Z. It won't be better than the Z. I'll guarantee you that it's not better than the Z. It's I don't want to say not far away, but because it probably is, but yeah, it's I think it's, you know, better than a 5, I would think, in a lot of aspects. Certainly, what I think where the 5 has 1,000 settings on it, and therefore you can adjust it to any situations, right? Yeah, I don't think you can do that as well with the 6, right? But you have to be very, very knowledgeable with your machine to do that on the 5 anyway. Yes, so it's definitely a good machine, definitely a great machine. So I don't have one. I got to play with one for a couple of days. That was about it. I was sharing it with one of the other guys. So I haven't done a lot of testing on it. Like when I get it, I want to test it and answer a lot of these questions. How's it compare against 5,000? It is definitely more manageable weight-wise. Anthony asked about the weight-wise than the 7. It's definitely lighter, much lighter. It feels like a gold monster. It feels super light. It was finding targets. We were finding targets, not deep targets, but small targets everywhere. I'll do stacks of comparisons. We will go out and find targets with the 7. This is the plan anyway. We'll go and find targets with the 7 with the 12-inch nugget finder on it, right? I reckon we'll go and find targets with the 7 with the 12-inch nugget finder on it, because I think that's a cracking coil, right? Then what we'll do is we'll run over those same targets with the 6,000. Now, by all reports, I'll probably have to wait until it comes out before that happens, because I don't know when I'm going to get my hands on another one. It's it'll be a very, very, very good machine, right? And it's all automatic. That's the beauty of it. It's automatic. You got very few settings you can change, So Vernon asked how to go in the hot rock areas. So I've worked out why they're putting why the 14-inch coil goes with it. So we put it over a creek, a wet creek, highly mineralized, heavy material, fine gravel, lots and lots of heavy mineralization, and with the 11-inch coil, right, the ground was very conductive, but the 14-inch coil just ran quiet. So yes, right. So Ben Hosky 21. Ben, really think it'll outshine the Gold Monster and SDC? That's yet to be decided, mate. I don't know. VLF's naturally will go smaller, but are much harder to get smaller, right? You've got to be able to drive a VLF. So, Greg asks, when does the 7 package include the 12-inch nugget finder only? Never, Greg. They're two different companies. They're not going to combine them. So, yeah. I think they will be about $8,000 sort of thing. So I think that's the price of them as per last week. So I went into a lot of detail last week. So I'll refer a lot of these questions back to last week. This is live, Ryan. Ryan Johnson on the Facebook is asking if this is live or replay. Mate, you're live. So, yeah. So very, very easy to use. Probably go as deep as a 5. Lighter. Yeah. Good coil. So, yeah. So, yeah. The YouTube isn't working. I think some people are on the YouTube. I think I'm getting comments from the YouTube. Let me just refresh the page here and see what's going on. Yeah, I'm live. I can see me live. There's 55 on there at the moment. I don't want to click on that because it may start playing. So, yes. So, YouTube's working. Yep, YouTube's there. Yep. Yes. Neil Taylor Smith. I think you're about $500 short there, mate. Yeah. YouTube's fine. Okay. I'm live. Good. Okay, so who's got any? It's manual. It's manual versus auto sensitivity. That's a good question, Gem Q. So the I don't know is the short version. I don't understand the auto enough at all. So it's got auto modes which are really designed just to flick on and turn on and go. The manual sensitivity, I don't know which I prefer to run in. Probably auto 1, so that's the 11th one. But anyway, we'll see. It's got a 12 volt, Peter Murrell, no 12 volt charger for the 6. Yeah, there's 12 volt charger, but it's battery clips. So it's battery clips. So yeah, you can of course get a converter thing that you can plug into a cigarette lighter, but yeah, it does have a 12 volt charger. It's just got alligator clips on it. I think we showed a picture of that last week. I don't know whether I've got those pictures still lined up. I think I have. Just hang on a tick. Let me see if I can find that brochure page here. Yes, I do have it still queued up. Let me get that brochure page and bring the charging things across. Let me just transition this across here. There it is there. That's the badge. They're the charges you get with it. So, yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, you can cut the clips off for an Anderson plug. You can do whatever you like. Just bear in mind that as soon as you cut the cable, it probably voids the warranty on the charger. So, yeah. Matty says that I find the Monster better in manual. Auto nulls out the small stuff too quickly, but it depends on the ground. I think there's probably going to be a similar thing there, Matty, with the 6 as well. That it's probably going to be more experienced users are going to want it and run it in manual sort of thing. So, yeah. So the machine's, Andrew Russo, good question. So the machine's not waterproof, okay? The coil is, but the machine's not. So there's not a big comparison there. So, yeah. Scott, any more info when it's actually available to buy, and when will the Suez Canal be a factor? Well, who knows whether the Suez Canal will be a factor. It worries me a little bit. They pulled it out, I think, there the other day. So yeah, that's a start. So I pulled it out today. So yeah, it's definitely a yeah. I don't think the Suez Canal will affect it. So I think because most of them are made in Malaysia, I think it'll be, if they go via the Suez Canal, we're in strife. So yeah. Yes, Amanda asks if after all the rain would I adjust the settings on your 5? You would need to tame it down depending on how wet your ground is. So yeah. Vernon's having a lot of success at Jurakai by the sound of it. Lots of looking at tree tops and right top, 6-inch rifle bugger all mineralisation, plastic blanks and 2 bits of legs and a horse stirrup. Oh well, the horse stirrup something there. So yeah. Don, how many hours do I need to work in the shop to buy one, mate? About a zillion. So no, I don't know, mate. So I will, but who's that? Dennis. You head to the Lease before the weekend. You update how wet it is. So this was where do I get that? You might have missed this before, but that's what it looks like. That's what it looked like Wednesday. Okay, so yeah, so that's what it looked like Wednesday. So just be careful out there. I'll tell you right now how it's going to be. It's going to be pretty much dry, right? But there's going to be some very, very boggy patches you won't see. That's how I found it on the weekend. You would just drop into a hole. Bear in mind the cruiser weighs about 15 tonne, so it was dropping in. It was dropping in holes like you've got no idea. So it's going to be, it's going to be wet, mate, and boggy. But you know, as long as you're careful and what have you, you'll be sweet, sort of thing. So, right. Let me see. Any right reason they didn't run the coil through the shaft? No idea. That's a 7,000 thing. Yeah, not so. 7 struggles in wet clay ground. Yeah, you can tame that down though. I did run the 7 once. I dug a hole. Oh, I dug a hole. It was dry weather, and I dug a hole fairly deep to about 3 meters and come across this wet, sluggy ground that I just couldn't run the 7 on. It was a nightmare. I just basically closed the hole up and walked away, so I couldn't get it to run. So, yeah. So there is areas where the 7 doesn't like, sort of thing. So, but the 7 ran fine on the week when we were out there. So, yeah. Right. So, I think what'll be interesting. I just see a picture there from Jason about the booster compatible. I don't know yet. I haven't plugged one in. Don't know. Will the 5,000 become cheaper with the 6,000? Well, let's just discuss this market a little bit, because I think there's going to be some changes in that market. I think the sevens being I think the sevens being a similar price second hand. I think they'll hold their value, the 7,000s, because people will want a 7,000 if it goes below. If the 7,000 goes below the price of a 6,000, they'll probably want a second hand 6,000. So 6,000 market will hold up, I think, right? So if you're looking at buying a 6,000 and you're looking at anything at 8,500, I think you're all right. The if you've got a 5, I think a lot of 5s will come on the market. So that may be, if you can't get into the market at that level, there'll be a stack of 5s on the market. I think that will they've been, the second-hand market of these good end gold machines has been so strong for so long, and some of the second-hand 5s I'm seeing are selling much cheaper than not much cheaper than the normal price of a 5. So yeah, so yes, lots of people. I just see here Damien and Neil are talking about training. What we've done is we've switched a lot of people across from the training that we had to cancel on the weekend, because seriously it was like it was a quagmire. Like, let me just see if I can do this just quickly here. I just want to send you this. I just want to show you this, what we were dealing with. Oh, and the crews are hard at work, of course. I'll just send it to Messenger and I can pick it up there, send it to myself. But it was we just couldn't get people in. So to get people in, I've got to go or get someone to fill that track in before the gate, because that's a 2-foot hull. So if you're bringing a van out, it's going to be. Sorry, I just need to look over here to add this video sort of thing here. But if you're heading to the hang on, I've got to work out how to do this. If you're heading out there and you've got a van, you need to talk to me beforehand, because it's wet. So and it's proper wet. Like, I mean, it's proper wet. So yeah, so I've got to go out and fix these roads before I now I don't know whether this will work or where it'll be. Here we go. Alright, so this is what the track's like. This is the, all the tracks are like this, right? Crews are going to work here. There we go, right? Drops to the beach there. But that's exactly what all the tracks are like out at the Lease, right? So it's incredibly painful. So but by the time the 17th comes around, as long as we don't get too much more rain, right, we'll have those tracks sorted. I'm going to have to spend some time out there fixing tracks, and it, so yeah, it'll be it'll just be, that's how it is, sort of thing. And we'll make sure 2-wheel drive vehicles can get back in there, but we're far away from that at the moment. So I think you'll need a you need a decent 4-wheel drive to get in there at the moment, sort of thing. So yeah, so because the tracks, they just, you use them a few times and it just cuts them up, and then all of a sudden they're boggy and all over the place. So, but no, I didn't get any slabs for recoveries, but I do it for the love of it. So, but rest assured, by the 17th, right, it'll be by the 17th, it'll be we'll be able to get it in there, sort of thing. So no problems at all. So we actually had to, because of that track, the creek crossing, as you're coming to the gate, right, we actually had to leave some cars at Jeff's place where you can go prospecting, of course, and shuttle people in with the sort of not, I don't want to call them real 4-wheel drives. They're not real 4-wheel drives. The little RAV4s, the all-wheel drive vehicles, we had to leave them at the gate and shuttle them in, sort of thing. So, yeah, but yeah, right. So, Danny, have they got a nugget finder call for the 6? Not yet, considering it took 5 years to get a nugget finder coil for the 7. Not yet. So, what's Todd carrying on about? So Todd's being threatened with a ban here. So soft roaders, that's what we're looking for, Luke. So Yes. What's this? 70 cent. What? Have they got a nugget finder for the call? No, nugget finder won't bring out a. Yeah, nugget finder won't bring out a coil for ages, I don't think. If anyone wants, Smoky Prospecting is got a contact number. Wants a contact number for Jeff. Now Jeff has given me permission to give out this contact number. So have a pen at the ready, and I will give you the phone number. I'm very, very slack. I didn't know this was coming up. I mentioned it by mistake. But has everyone got a pen? Actually, what I can actually do here is I can type it in if I can see it. Let me just type it in the comments. That way, no one has to go and get a pen. Here we go. So that's Jeff's. Jeff Thornton, right? So Jeff's there. If you've got, it might come up as Restream, but that's Jeff's phone number there. So he allows prospecting and camping on his block, and it, yeah. So I will read the number out because I don't know whether they got it, but it's 0419 673 745. That's Jeff Thornton at Greymere. He's on the right-hand side before the forestry gate down the bottom there. So that's his number. There's been some good gold there found there. So, yeah. Right, so don't forget our prize tonight. If you're new here, just need to make a comment and you can win this magnificent bucket hat. We'll give one away on the Facebook and one away on the YouTube. Everyone has a chance of winning. So, yes. Craig, how big's my lease? The lease is a teeny tiny little lease. So, it's 11 hectares, about 30 acres. It's just big enough for me, keeps the cost down, and yeah, that's how big the lease is. So, we got to tell you, we got a tool truck there, so it's an old ute with toolboxes on it, carry our tools around, and air compressor and Jenny and stuff. And then, of course, we got a backhoe out there, right? And yeah, we got both of them bogged pretty severely there at one stage on the lease. So, yes. So, yeah. Aussie posted, basically, we can't put larger aftermarket calls on the 6. I can see the 45 and the 5 getting better depth on larger targets. So it does come with a 17. There is a 17 by 13 aftermarket coil available. It punches very, very deep. I haven't done the tests, right? And certainly, if you got a 5 or a 45 and put a 25-inch coil on it, right, it'll go deeper. No doubt about that. So, yeah. Yeah, Vernon, Jeff's block is the machinery graveyard. I love it. So that was where I got my hydraulic tank from. I don't think I told that story on here. I think I told it on a Golden Spur Mining Live. But if you want to hear the most ridiculous story about buying a cheap hydraulic tank and paying for it, have a look at, I think it was the last live I did on Golden Spur Mining. Go and have a look at Golden Spur Mining, and yeah. So, how many acres is that? 11 hectares is 33 acres, Sam. So 33 acres. So it's teeny tiny in the gold mining game. So, yeah. Andrew, drag racing or four-wheel drive is always brand biased tossers. There is, I'm one of them. I like 40 series Land Cruisers. And I am that brand biased tosser. So happy to be that, Andrew. So, yeah, happy days. So, yeah, so, a friend has a farm in New South Wales. Does he have the right to prospect on his property? He does. He probably where was he? New South Wales. No, I think he's right to prospect. So, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Uh, yeah, that's right. Only need a license if in a state forest. So, Trevor Pye, 40 series pull like a 12-year-old. What? Trevor, what are you talking about, Trevor? I'll give you a hint, Trevor. They don't with a 6-litre Chev diesel in it, mate. They pull like a train. So, yeah. Thanes Creek, right? As Andrew on the YouTube asked, what do you think of Thanes Creek? Is it worth a prospect? Absolutely. Right now, it would be just the craziest place. It would be good. I don't think you'd get in there now at the moment. I think you'd struggle at the moment to get in there. I'm typing on the wrong machine here. I think you'd struggle at the moment to get in there. As in the water, you'd get in there, no trouble at all, but the water would be too deep. I think you'd have to let it go for a little bit, because it is just, it's crazy. There was a lot of water around, so there was So Cameron, I like the comment, but I can't mention it. Go the 80s. The 80s go all right too, Baz. Second best vehicle ever made. So, So, Todd, you're not playing fair. Todd wants to have a tug of war with anyone's four-wheel drive. Todd's not playing fair. He drives a truck. It's not a four-wheel drive. Well, it is four-wheel drive, but it's also a truck. So, yeah. Samantha got some pay dirt. Great stuff, and absolutely loved it. Got a nugget out of it. Beautiful. So, yes. Right. Thanes Creek Public Fossicking Area is, it's on the north side of the highway. Who said that, Scott? So it gets worked very, very, very hard all the time. It's got worked hard since the 1860s, really, 1870s. But with this rain, with this amount of rain, right? With this amount of rain, like this, right? That's on the Thanes Creek side of the track, right? So with that amount of rain going through, that is really turning that gold on, and it will be pretty good. So I haven't had a look at it, but I would think it will just go. So Aussie prospect, old cruisers slugs, but they keep going. Well, all of the makes are stacked up the tip. Well, they do. The Cruiser is a very, very specific vehicle. I don't even know whether I've got a... Let me see if I've got a picture of the Cruiser here. Well, I only got that video. But it's a very, very specific vehicle. Is it fantastic to drive around town? Absolutely not. Can you reverse parallel park it? Yeah, sort of. But it's got a very, very specific purpose. When we drive out that road, there are roos everywhere, right? When we drive into that track, we don't know what we're going to come across, whether there's trees on the road, whether there's all sorts of things happening, right? So it's a very, very specific machine. It's got a tow 3.5 ton. The plant weighs 3.5 ton. It's a very, very, very specific vehicle, and it does that job of prospecting beautifully. Baz is right. It does need a lift kit. It also needs... She's a bit fat at the moment. She needs some weight, lose some weight. So since we're going into lockdown, I'm going to put the Cruiser on a diet, and she's going to lose some weight in the next week or so. So, yes. So I just know I can get in that Cruiser. If something breaks down, I can probably fix it, right? It's no computer. It's no nothing. I can turn a spanner on it, and wow, I go, So, yeah. Yes. Right. The moment you can get it to Thames, it'll pay off. Then click, it's all gone. Yeah, it won't last long. There's no doubt about that at Thames Creek. So, yeah. So, yeah. Baz's 80 is about 2 ton in weight with all the goodies. I've never weighed the cruiser, but the way she is at the moment, like she's got, like if she was filled up, if I was going away, you know, she's got like just talking about liquid, she's got 60 litres of fuel in the front. She's got 120 in the back, so that's 180 litres of diesel. Then she's got 60 litres of, there's 250 kilos just of liquid, 60 litres of water. So, you know, yeah. So, yeah. So, like, then the canopy, and I got too much prospecting gear, and yeah. Anyway, so yeah. So when she's fully loaded, she's away. So, but yeah, I need to do something with the suspension. So yeah, yeah. Right. So, okay, we got 10 minutes. We got some. We've got some questions. Yes, Nikki mentions a good point. Get over to Gold Digger Nation. There's some cool stuff going on there. Some cool finds. Matty, don't think it would pass New South Wales just on GVM. The beauty of them is they were never rated with the GVM, so you've got a bit of flexibility there. But if I had to get it to pass a rego, I would certainly take that canopy off and lighten her up a fair bit that way. So, just empty the, who's that? Craig this. Just empty the gold out of the console, mate. You would be surprised about how little gold I actually have. It's just cash. So it is just cash to me. So I got bills to pay. So that's how it works. So, right. GemQ, how well does the 600 shorten up? It goes to 650, right? 650. So yeah, 650. So yeah. I need a monster truck. Yeah, I actually spotted there was a couple of trucks at the 4x4 show that would have handled it. So, yeah, so. Righto, guys, we're going to call it there for tonight. We're going to muck up the people. When we've got an opportunity to muck up the people who just come on right at the last minute for a prize, we're going to muck them up tonight. We're going to finish 8 minutes early. So what we do is we will close it off now. Before we close it off, you've got to make a comment. If you're new here, make a comment. Say hello, right? Yes, everyone's saying YouTube's a better chance. There's only 55 people on YouTube and about 180 on the Facebook. So YouTube is the better chance. So I'm more than happy to share that sort of information. So dink, dink, dink. So wrong mouse. So let me just get it fired up here. So make sure you make a comment. I have just the, but while I muck around with them, while I muck around with this, we'll just pull this up. So you've got some time, right? I'm not the quickest man in the house here. So we'll get over here. We've got to load this up. Peter, what's he say? Peter, what pan do I buy? I'd buy a gold trap pan, no doubt in my mind. No doubt at all. So let me just pull up the. Does anyone get? I'm on Dan Hurd. Why am I on Dan Hurd? How'd I end up on Dan Hurd? Dan Hurd is a great YouTube channel. We didn't do a YouTube channel tonight. We didn't do anything like that. But let's do Dan Hurd. Dan Hurd is the guru on the YouTube. I like Dan Hurd and his crazy, crazy hat. So it's happening now. So it's happening as we speak, as I load this up here. So on the YouTube, it goes out to one of these bucket hats. It goes out to Robert Gilchrist. Robert, congratulations, mate. You've won this bucket hat. You've got to contact me after the show. Right, Facebook, the thriving metropolis of Facebook. I can't drive it because I'm on the wrong mouse. You also get one. I'm about to push the button. Right, done. Sarah Abbott. Sarah, congratulations. Sarah, you've won this hat. So I will contact you straight after the show. Right, so, okay, so is there any last questions there? I think it was just good luck and thanks and gold trap. Yes, so I like the Garrett gold trap pan. It's the one with the offset bottom. I love that pan. Now, I don't know whether it's just because it's got, I've got so used to it. There are, you know, as good a pans out there. So, yes, so, right. Righto, guys, thanks very much. I will see you. I won't see you next week. It's Easter Monday. I might have a night off, and we'll get back to it the week after. You may just pop up. I may just pop up out of the blue. So we'll see how that goes. See what I'm doing Monday, how I'm feeling. So, righto. Thanks very much, guys. Have a great week and Easter, and stay dry and get heaps of gold and have heaps of fun. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thanks guys for watching. Remember to like, share and subscribe, and call us on the Daylight Helpline. See you next time.